Hallo guys, the Critical German here and welcome to a new wunderbares video. We finally got a trailer for The One Piece, which is One Piece but animated by the famous Wit Studio, responsible for example for Attack on Titan seasons 1 to 3 and Vinland Saga season 1. So we at least can expect high quality peak animation. I mean, if we're honest, this is like the only hook the show has, having godlike animation for the fights. But other than that, do we really need the anime that much? Let us tackle this question in the video. So yeah, we get the East Blue arc. Again, if we take into consideration the live action show, which like everybody watched anyway. It's also a solid and entertaining show, so no hate from me or anything like that. And now starting again from the beginning, I don't know man, a kind of fatigue kicks in seeing it again for the third time essentially. Yeah, it's a classic and timeless story. Everything before the time skip. But I don't need to see it that often, you know? It kind of feels like they turned the milking machine of the franchise on. And hey, as long as we get good projects, I'm not against it, but if the greed takes over and they produce bad to mediocre products, it's kind of a shame for the legacy of the franchise. Okay, that sounds like I'm a super fan, when in reality I dropped the series after the Dressrosa arc. But everything before the time skip is definitely worth watching. I would also argue that the original series is also not in the category of "oh no, it's not watchable, it needs a remake." The opposite is the case in fact. The first seasons have the super cool earlier to mid 2000s art and animation style, which I oftentimes prefer because everything looks more grounded and not that color saturated like modern shows. They even brought an HD remaster to Netflix, which further undermines the question of the existence of The One Piece. I mean, you have everything there: original, HD remaster, even live action. So do well animated fight scenes really justify the existence? Well, it depends. If you watch it for the fights, yes. But I think pre-time skip One Piece is more than that. It's more about the characters, their motivations and especially emotions. Yeah, it's shonen and there are fights, but at least for me that wasn't the hook to watch it and it didn't get popular for that reason. So yeah, nice animated fights are cool and all, but this isn't really my One Piece hook. The One Piece is probably a well animated show, but seeing everything again and again will ultimately lead to fatigue kicking in. In my opinion, it's a nice to have but not a must, since the OG series aged pretty well and even received a remaster. That was my opinion, see you in the next video, macht's gut, bis dann, ciao.